Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe where we help and heal one day at a time. We're going to talk about this new supply. What are we jealous of? Everything seems perfect. It does seem kind of enticing, kind of, we're kind of heartbroken. We wish we had that. We see that they're capable. Our narcissist is capable of doing things the right way. So we get a little jealous, but what exactly is it? We think this new supply is living on cloud nine. They just haven't seen everything unfold yet. So they will. And the narcissist, are they going to get this karma? Are they ever going to have an awakening of how they treated people? So as time goes by, the narcissist is going to get relaxed. The new supply, yeah, they got this beautiful house. They get to go on trips. They get flowers at Valentine's Day. They do this, they do that. And it's so heartbreaking to us. We wish we had that. Why can't we have that back? But the new supply is going to bed with somebody who doesn't care about them. They're going to bed with somebody who could or will most likely cheat on them. It's an emptiness that they just don't see yet. Just like, I don't know, we can go shopping today. You can buy, I don't know, a box of macaroni and cheese. Let's get some Kraft macaroni and cheese. We bring it home, we open it up. We don't know it's empty until we open it. Let's say it's a defaultive package. So we don't know until it's opened. So the new supply is still opening the true narcissist. They just see the beautiful packaging, and they're a little distracted by all the limelights and love bombing that goes on. So when you're jealous of what's going on with the new supply, what do you really want? Do you want a beautiful package with nothing inside? Or do you want, what would you rather have? I put the sustenance that you need in a baggie and you get the sustenance, or do you want the beautiful package? Because the new supply has the beautiful package. Seems like everything's great. It's just not opened yet. And it takes time. It does take time for that to unfold. The narcissist at this time has learned more tricks, but their relationship is not going to be healthy. Like I said, the narcissist has learned some things that they have to do to kind of trick the new supply. So this new supply is getting tricked. They're getting lied to, possibly cheated on, taken advantage of. Their emotions don't matter. They're getting raged at, they're getting cut down. They're getting blame put back on them when they just try to have a nice conversation. Everything gets twisted around on them. They're going to go through the silent treatments. I know my second ex, when he was married, I guess the wife had something, they kind of, I didn't really know their situation, but through talking to him, like he would leave and she's like, go ahead, whatever, you're just going to come back. And it sounded like it was a pattern, to where, even in his first marriage, that it's easy to just leave, to take time out. I don't know what he did during that time, but he at least got away from his responsibilities. They had kids at home, to just up and leave. I don't think it was divorce time for them. I think he just got fed up and left. But there's responsibilities there. So that's how it turns into, it's all about me. There are times you can go to a different room or sleep in different bedrooms or on the couch or work things out. But when you walk away from a family, leaving it on the other person, just because you're having your little hissy fit, instead of working through it or discussing it or taking time out, it's going to happen with the new supply. Whatever you see that they did in the past will most likely repeat itself. People are creatures of habit. That's why be really careful when you move forward, that you don't get into another narcissistic relationship, because they're drawn to our type of people. We're drawn to them. So they've learned all these tricks. We need to learn how to spot the red flags, to be very aware of them. I have some videos on that. I'll make some more, and really pay attention to their word patterns, because if they're looping you around and things, not answering direct questions, because we get lost in it. It seems like they care about us because they ask certain questions, but it's what the intent is that should really matter. They use it to use against us. They listen to us in the beginning. They will ask questions not because they care about us, but because they either want to turn it around or cut us down. They're going to do that with a new supply. They're creatures of habit. That's why when people cheat, they usually cheat again. And it's been harder with COVID. A lot of people are now working from home, or they're not traveling as much, you're businessmen, to where they don't have as many opportunities. So they don't want to get caught. Sometimes they do to throw it in your face, like those grudge fucks, or to get back at you, or to make you try harder, to you feel bad that you're not giving them enough attention. But sometimes they don't want to lose what they have because it's easy. They got somebody taking care of them, tending to their needs, somebody in old age that'll stand by their side, even though they won't reciprocate. So like I said, they are creatures of habit. And it might have been harder to cheat sometimes, so they don't do it. But as soon as it's easy, they will. And I have this one thing that's kind of odd is when I was dieting, somebody had a plate of brownies in front of me. There was one brownie left, and they offered it to me. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm all right. And they're like, okay. And as soon as they were about to take it away, I'm like, oh, nope, I got to have it. And that's what the narcissist is like with relationships. As soon as you're about to take it away, something kicks in. Like, it was weird where I'm like, I have to have that brownie, last chance to have it. As opposed to like, I really didn't even want it. But as soon as it's taken away, something goes off. We want what we can't have, I guess, or we don't want to lose something that we can't easily get again. So that's why you get the Hoovers. Just like if they held that plate in front of my face, I'd be like, no, 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 sticking to my diet. As soon as they pull it away, that's when I want it. Same with the narcissist. We finally say, fine, whatever, screw it. I was trying to be your friend, or I was trying to talk to you, or restart things. But as soon as we take it away, or as soon as we don't cater to them, that's when they come back, and that's when they try. They're going to do that same roller coaster with the new supply. She thinks, or he, they think that, the patterns that they saw in the past relationships, that for some reason we think they're going to change for us because everything seems so great. What could go wrong? A lot of times narcissists will kind of set the groundwork. Sometimes they will tell on themselves to kind of have us build trust, like, yeah, I made that mistake in the past, and I know I will never do that to you. So we feel like they've acknowledged it. Obviously, if they can tell me that they cheated, they know it was wrong, but they're doing it to kind of in the future to say, why would I tell you that if I was going to go cheat? Why would I do that? But they do it on purpose. And that's where all this mind stuff comes in, because they're like visitors from a different planet, master manipulators. They get away with so much. They're doing the same thing to the new supply. And for some reason, that new supply is trusting them, because during that love bomb stage, the narcissist plays the word games. Um, they get bored often. And that's why there's, whether it's emotional cheating or porn or actual physical cheating, is because they got to keep busy so they don't feel what they feel. That's why it's like healthy for us to get out there and do things so we're not all uncomfortable in ourself. It is kind of distraction. It takes time to heal. Eventually, the rumination will kind of slow down a little bit. You'll have other opportunities. You'll be more open and free and happy to draw in the right kind of people. And that's the thing, like, surround yourself with the right kind of people, because they say we are a product of the 5 people we hang out with the most. So just be aware of that keep yourself in good company. Don't settle for people who aren't going to encourage you, people who bring you down. It's really weird how things work, because I don't mind cleaning, and like when I'm vacuuming, when people are in my house, it sounds stupid, but I'm sitting here cleaning and doing things, and it's like you're just sitting there, like, you could at least move the blanket, or like they don't do anything. And you want people who encourage you instead of bring you down. So in a sense, it's kind of like, man, we could encourage each other. We could clean this whole house. If you start doing this and I start doing that, we just, it grows, as opposed to having that weird feeling going on. I don't know if that made sense, but the way we're around people. So if you're around lazy people, it kind of makes you like, why am I doing this? Like, do they deserve to reap the benefits? And just like positive people encourage us. We strive more. So when you look at this new supply, don't be jealous of the facade. Um, it can be hard to do. Like I struggle with that right now. Mine is getting married, and all the future faking. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because my first proposed to me 3 weeks before the wedding wasn't ready. I took that as it's over, but he might have still wanted to try, but he didn't want to get married. He was too afraid of losing things. And then he got engaged again for 4 years and backed out of that. So it's interesting to see what the second one, what's going to happen with that, because they do a lot of future faking. This time I do think he's going to get married. The first one didn't. And then this is the second one's, it's going to be his second marriage. And I think he likes the status of being married. My other one was just too afraid of losing anything. So the second one probably sees it as a gain. So he'll probably follow through. But it's interesting with all the future faking. He's probably promised her certain things that just won't come to fruition. Even little subtle things like you just set up a pattern. Like, I don't know, every other Christmas we go to your families. It's just kind of something set up over time. And it's kind of something like a comfort, like that was really nice. And you're like, oh, babe, last Thanksgiving we went to your families. They're going to start pulling that away, because it's like, I'm sick of doing that. Like, I've tried, and it's too far away, or I don't know, family arguments. Do we have to go there when we can have a better time at my family's, or I just want to stay home? That it's not 50-50 in these relationships. So your new supply, the new supply of your ex narcissist, just has a trust. And looking back on your relationship, how often was your trust broken with them? That's what the new supply is going to go through. So whether they break up or not, it's going to be a bad situation. It just takes time to unwrap, to see what's underneath. And the new supply just hasn't seen it yet. But creatures of habit. History repeats itself. It's very hard to break cycles, and narcissists are known for these cycles and cycles and cycles, and they do it through their whole life with everybody they come in contact with. And the closer you are to somebody, you take them more for granted, and that's what's going to happen. So if it's a better relationship, then they're closer. The closer they are, the worse it's going to get. A lot of times, it gets worse. It won't get better. It won't get better. It's going to end up at least what you guys had. So I just thought it was interesting that, sometimes we get jealous. Look at the hell you went through, and the nights crying and feeling so easily discarded. Talking with my second ex, they make it, it's weird, and you'd have to understand my ex, and also the way the phone call went, but they had talked in such a way that because he even told me, it's like kind of like, what's the big deal, just there's other people out there, like he's moved on, and like, duh, like, is they're just people. And it was a weird way that he had said it, to where people are just people, like, what's the big deal, just find somebody else. It wasn't like, I know, and I know you love me, or I love you too, but it wasn't working, or whatever. It was just, so objectifying people. Like, just move on and just find somebody else. Like, just do it. It's easy. It's not easy to fall in love, but the way they look at it, I wish you could have heard it because you would have picked up on it too. It's like, just go do it. You can't just go fall in love. And that's what they do. They go on to a new supply quickly because it's a just do it. Like, what? Like, they don't get it. And the second uh narcissist he had even said, you know, that they don't process love in the same way. Love is different to them, and it's not as deep. So if something's not as deep, um it's easier to find, and it's not as valuable. So that's a kicker I want you to take to heart. Is it as valuable if it's not as deep? You know, if you invest $1 on, I don't know, women like to buy purses. You spend $1 on a purse. Do you care if, and let's say it's empty. Do you care if you left it somewhere or it got stained or it ripped open? Whatever, it's $1. But some of you guys spend a lot of money on your purses, and let's say, I don't know, $4,000. Um, that's some deep pockets. So you're like, that, yeah, I better take care of it. I'm gonna buff it. I'm gonna shine it. Take care of it. Got to put gloves on so my makeup doesn't get on it. You're gonna take better care of it because you invested more. It has more value. But when the narcissist can't see value in the human heart, in true love, they're not going to take care of it. It's going to be disposable, just like that dollar purse, like whatever. I'll just get another one. Who cares? It was just really odd how he said that. So that's what the new supply is. The new supplies is just, I don't know, maybe a $5 purse, maybe you're a $4, maybe you're a $10. Just another purse, not something to take care if they lose. They'll keep it. I mean, I'd keep a dollar purse if it was cute and I could use it, but I'm not going to be as heartbroken if it does, you know, falls apart. It's just a weird value thing, because you feel a loss if you lost a $4,000 purse, even if they were both just as cute. So the loss isn't there. They don't look back like, man, you know, it's just very interesting. So the new supply, it's not going to last. Tell me your stories, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Just remember, you're a beautiful soul. You obviously care because you are searching for some answers. So I do want you to have a big hug.